Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kompasa. Does Ukraine have a Nazi problem? Well, from February 22nd, 24th, 2022, the Western mainstream media has pretty much denied the existence of these right wing extremist groups that are incorporated into the Ukrainian army. So, but from time and time again, the allies of Ukraine uh, check them on that. And it says here Poland wants Zelensky to apologize for World War II Ukrainian Nazi massacre. Kiev should take more responsibility for the nation's past atrocities, a Polish foreign ministry spokesman has said. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky should assume more responsibility for his nation when it comes to the Volyn Massacre, a mass murder committed by Ukrainian nationalists against ethnic Poles during World War II, a spokesman for the Polish Foreign Ministry, Lukasz Jasina, has said. In an interview with Poland's OnNet online news media outlet on Friday, the official was asked if Zelensky should apologize for the massacre. The Ukrainian side apologize. The Ukrainian side did not do this, but President Zelensky should take more responsibility for Ukraine, Jasina said. The issue has such an importance for Warsaw that it must be dealt with at the highest level, he added. The dark legacy of the Volyn massacre still haunts the bilateral relations between the two neighbors and blocks many joint initiatives, the ministry's spokesman said. In 2016, the Polish parliament recognized the Volyn massacres as genocide at the hands of Ukrainian Insurgents Army, UPA. But guys, I thought Ukraine didn't have a Nazi problem. I thought that was Russian propaganda, right? Well, the problem is that Poland, with its idiotic policies, they are actually emboldening these people. Polish mercenaries or volunteers have been actually one of the largest groups of people that have been fighting in Ukraine against the Russian troops, right? And many Poles have actually died in this war. So Poland is digging its own grave. I believe that Galicia, which Poland wants so badly because it used to be part of Poland, and this is where the real ethnic Ukrainians come from, basically, right? They're going to have a big problem when they eventually seize this province, if they ever get to do that, that is to say. Because Ukrainian nationalists are extremely anti-Polish. The Volyn massacre speaks for itself. Historically speaking, they've been killing a lot of Polish people. So will this be their Afghanistan? Will this be Poland's Vietnam once they seize it? Because I believe a lot of the Ukrainian right-wing nationalists are gonna flee to Poland. They're gonna flee to other parts of Europe, but in particular in Poland. So if Poland seizes Galicia, yeah, it's not an impossibility that they're gonna stir up some form of trouble in there and cause a lot of headache for the Polish authorities. As for the rest of Europe, I believe that the parts of the Ukrainian diaspora, that is to say, those with Banderite sympathies and so forth, it wouldn't surprise me if they would enact on that hit list, the assassination list that is set up by the CIA. It might very well be so that they will also conduct a bunch of terrorist activities across Europe. I mean, in 2022, in November, December, we saw what happened of the in Italy. We happened in Italy, yes, the order of Hegel, right? The We saw in the United States the Buffalo mass shooter who shot up a grocery store, I believe, with a large number of Black Americans in there. Okay, and he was inspired by the Azov Battalion. So blowback is going to come, and I definitely believe Poland is going to be one of those countries, and the United States, by the way, because the United States, a lot of white supremacists have actually joined the Azov Battalion to fight, and they have gained a lot of military experience. I'm talking about the people that have managed to survive, and if those who manage to get back to the U.S. and their respective European countries, yeah, I am convinced that they're going to pose a danger to the public, because we're talking about an ideology here, right? So, yeah, and this is not the first time Poland reacts to Ukraine's glorification of Nazi collaborators. It says here Poland reacts to Ukraine's celebration of Nazi collaborator. And this was from January 2nd, 2023, this year, that is to say, because January 1st, I believe, is the birthday of the war criminal Stefan Bandera, whom is a national hero in Ukraine, by the way, since 2010, so even before the war. So Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, sorry if I butchered that name, has vowed to raise the issue of Stepan Bandera's glorification with Kiev at the first opportunity. There can be no nuances when it comes to the glorification of World War II Nazi collaborator Stefan Bandera in Ukraine. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki told a press conference on Monday. Warsaw would not show any leniency to those who do not want to recognize terrible crimes. Terrible crimes committed by Ukrainian nationalists against Poles during World War II, he added. We're extremely critical, very, very negative towards any glorification or even reminders of Bandera, Morawiecki said, commenting on a Twitter post by the Ukrainian parliament, the Verkhovnaya Rada, celebrating what would have been the 114th birthday of the head of the Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists, OUN. Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists, sorry. An ultra-nationalist group that existed during World War II and had its own paramilitary wing known as the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, UPA. Yes, so Poland, which have been really active in supporting Ukraine, is critical of Ukraine's support of Nazi collaborators. But you can be as critical as you want. I mean, if you're going to feed this beast, this Banderite beast, right? And you know it's going to blow back against you because you're so blinded by Russophobia and anti-Russian hatred. I mean, then you're just stupid. I'm sorry. And one thing that has kind of annoyed me a little bit is the fact that the Jewish Swedish community, the Jews in Sweden, I wonder why they haven't been more critical when it comes to the support, the outright blind support that Sweden has for the Ukrainian government and army and so forth. That kind of bothers me a little bit. I mean, some Jewish, journalists claim that, okay, there are Nazis in Russia too. Yeah, but the difference is that you don't have Nazi brigades incorporated into the Russian army. Ukraine is actually the only nation on the planet that has done this. And it's not just the Azov battalion. You have the Spartan brigade, You have the 88 Mechanized Brigade, and that's totally not for Heil Hitler, right? 88. You have the Tornado Brigade. You have the IDAR Brigade. I mean, imagine if the United States government would have had, I don't know, incorporated the Ku Klux Klan into the military. That would be crazy, right? But nobody bats an eye here. So just because the Nazis in Ukraine, the ultra nationalists, got less than 2% of the vote during the last election, that doesn't mean doesn't mean that these people aren't a danger. They are heavily incorporated into the police force, the military, the intelligence services, the SBU. So, oh yeah, I forgot about the infamous Kraken unit or the Kraken unit, right? So, yeah, I mean, if they take very important political positions, then they are a huge danger to society as well as to Russia. I mean, look at the rhetoric that comes out of 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 Ukrainian politicians with this type of um, ideology. Look at the average Ukrainian is being taught that Russians are, orcs. They are cockroaches. They are, simply just animals. They have dehumanized them to the point that it's okay to harass people in the street in Kiev, for example, who speak Russian. You can tie them up against poles and metal poles and paint their faces green. Sometimes sodomize them with sex toys. You can attack Roma people and do the same, right? So that's how far it has gone. So yeah, that is the difference between how, for example, Ukrainians view Russians and how the average Russian views Ukrainians. The average Russian does not view the Ukrainians in this light. Absolutely not. If you look at how Prigozhin and other military people on the Russian side, how they refer to the the Ukrainian soldiers who fought in Bakhmut, for example, they actually gave them a lot of respect. They said, "Hey, these people are very brave." You know what I mean? But look at the other side. Look at how they treat, Russian prisoners of war. They actually filmed this shit and put it on Telegram. They stab people, cut their genitals off, you know, urinate on them. I mean, shoot them in their knees. When they give up, they just, uh, totally just mow them down with machine gun fire. This is how brutal these fascist brigades are. They're basically the European white ISIS, right? So yeah, that's how it is. So let's see here. I thought if we could see if I could find some other stuff, but no. I'm gonna give you guys a video that you can check out for yourselves. Uh, it's made by, let's see, Mark Sleboda. Yes, he made a really great video called "Spot That Nazi." It's a really fun video, but it's a very good video about the Nazi influence in the Ukrainian army and politics in general, but especially the army, I would say. Yeah, mainly the army. I'm gonna put that one in the description so you can go and check it out. Thanks everybody for subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any videos. Hit the like button so we can break the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.